Hi everyone, Exoman here with the International 244. You've probably seen this tractor in a lot of our videos. Farm Girl uses it a lot, and I use it a lot, but it's been overheating, so I am going to try to change the water pump. I have tried a few different things. I've of course changed the oil, made sure the oil is clean. I have changed the radiator fluid. I found it not to be very dirty. I didn't see a lot of sediment inside. I've washed out the radiator fins, cleaned the air filter. It wasn't that dirty to begin with, so I'm pretty sure that my water pump is the culprit. Fortunately, I have an indicator lamp that works on the dashboard to let me know that the tractor's overheating. So yeah, I've noticed some rust marks and water stains around the water pump housing. So it's my understanding that that's a telltale sign of a failing gasket and maybe a failing water pump. I can't be sure, but I bought a water pump and I'm going to change it out. I paid under $100 for a refurbished water pump from a good guy who does this on a regular basis. So anyway, I'm going to drain the radiator fluid and get started and see if I can't get these big paws in there and work some wrenches. So the belt is not loose. And the fan was spinning pretty well, but I'm going to change the belt out while I've got the fan off of there. So I'm hoping there's going to be enough room to wiggle this out of here. I don't know, it's pretty tight, so there might not be. I might have to move my radiator out of here, which hopefully won't be that bad. Move it forward, but I don't see any slots to move this forward or rock it, so we'll see. Alright, so I'm not very good at remembering what goes where, so I'm going to take these bolts and put them in the corresponding holes on my new water pump for the time being. I guess that would be the best thing to do. Alright, now I'm going to get these hoses off of here. And, oh yeah, by the way, with your antifreeze mixture, this is a 50-50 antifreeze to water mixture, distilled water. You want to get that up and out of the way. I would put it up high where your pets can't reach it because they'll drink it. It's very sweet and it will kill them. It's a very dangerous, very toxic substance. It's glycol, I think ethylene, not propylene, but one of the glycol substances. So very bad. It'll cause your pet's organs to shut down, nasty stuff like that. So if you don't get it right into a bottle, get it up and out of the way before you leave your work area. Alright, so let's get this off of here. So this top part of this hose is a lot easier to work with. So I really recommend freeing them up by rotating them on the connector. Those things have been locked on there by heat over the years. Alright. Then you can take this off and replace it. So I believe we've got it all disconnected here. Alright, so it's pretty clear that there's not enough room to wiggle this fan out as I'm touching here. And I'm not even close to being able to get this assembly out in one piece. It's just not gonna be able to fudge it. So I think what they've done is design the shroud over the back end of the radiator in such a way that you can easily take it off. So we'll see if we can't pull the shroud off and then slip this out this way. Being my first time ever replacing a tractor water pump, I just gotta figure it out piece by piece. So like I said, I'm pretty bad at losing screws and bolts, so I really like to put these back in their places when I remove them. Alright, so let's see. There we go. Now we got that free. Hopefully I can get the whole shebang out of here. I don't know if this is going to clear these hoses, so I'm going to have to take this top hose off. I have loosened the side panel here. It doesn't seem to want to fit through there because the water pump is too big. No matter how I rotate it, it's too big to get out of this cavity. Alright, so now it's just going to be a matter of moving the radiator, if not taking it out. So let me show you the bolts that I'm talking about that you'll have to loosen or remove to rock the radiator. I remove the side panel, this bolt here, same thing on the other side, and then you follow the radiator down this angle iron here down to the base and down there. Let's see if I can get a shot of it. You'll see those two bolts that you'll have to come at from the top here. Those hold the mount the radiator to the frame down there, and there's a piece of metal that you'll have to lift out, this tray that the battery rests on. Mine's completely rusted out, so I just bent it out of the way. You can see my radiator here. What I've done is loosen 4 screws, 2 down here, 2 down on the other side, and that's enabled me to loosen the radiator and pull it back out of the way. I don't even have to take it out. And I can pull out the whole assembly here. I probably didn't even need to take that shroud off. Let's see. Presto. Okay, so the old pump is out, and I can't really see any problems with the impeller. It seems to be spinning fine. However, there is play, and I don't know if you can hear that, but there's play in here. So I've assumed that is enough of an issue that we have a proper diagnosis that it's the water pump, seeing as how I've ruled out everything else. So now I am getting this new, I've got a new belt, new hose here, and I've got the fan blade back on this unit, and I'm ready to work this back into position. And I've got all the screws ready to go in here, the bolts rather, in position. It looks like I might have a little easier time. Oh, and I've also cleaned off the face in here where the water pump attaches. Alright, so now I've got the face of that block scraped off, got the old gasket mesh scraped off of there, and I've got the bolts through the water pump so that I can slip this gasket in place here. And what I'll do is just line it up on the bolts, and that will position it. If I can get it on there. There we go. Gonna work it around. Okay, so with the alternator butted up against the engine block, I still couldn't get the new belt on. I didn't necessarily have to have a new belt, so I went ahead and put this old belt back, and I'm just going to work with this. I tighten that up now, and I'll work with this and see if my tractor's overheating, and then down the road I'll just get a new belt. But it's going to have to be a slightly larger belt. The guy tried his best to match my belt size, but it was a little too tight. So that worked out pretty well. I was a little worried I was going to have to take the radiator out, but thankfully this is Japanese design, and they made it so you could just loosen 4 bolts and rock the radiator, which is good. Gave me just enough wiggle room to get that fan and pump assembly out of there. Okay, so yeah, I have run the tractor now for a good half an hour. I really put it to task, and it did not overheat as it was overheating before. No indicator light, no problems. It ran great. So yeah, the water heater really was the ticket on this incident. So to recap, what I did when the overheating started was I flushed the radiator. I actually changed the oil, put in the new radiator fluid. I cleaned the air filter, and I tested the thermostat. I actually took it out, put it in hot water, heated it up to the designated temperature, and it opened properly, so it was functioning well enough. And so I went ahead and changed the water pump, and that was it. Now I'm not overheating, so I've taken care of my problem. I'm really happy. I got a nice old tractor, and I just want to keep it running up to snuff. So thanks for watching, everyone.